Marijuana laws in Indiana. In Indiana, marijuana is still a Schedule I narcotic and it is absolutely illegal. Indiana differs from the surrounding states in the fact that recreational and even medical marijuana is still illegal in Indiana. You cannot possess it at all. Possession of marijuana in Indiana starts as a B misdemeanor, which means it carries a maximum penalty of up to 180 days in jail. However, that level can be up to an A misdemeanor or even to a felony level, and that all depends on your criminal history and the amount of marijuana you had on your person during that specific incident. In Indiana, possession of marijuana becomes a Class A misdemeanor if a person has a prior conviction for possession of marijuana or any similar drug offense. A Class A misdemeanor can carry a maximum penalty of 1 year in a county jail and up to a fine of $5,000. Now, possession of marijuana can become a Level 6 felony if a person has a prior conviction for possession of marijuana or a similar drug offense, and the person possesses at least 30 grams of marijuana or at least 5 grams of hash oil, hashish, or salvia. Now, some jurisdictions in Indiana are a little bit lighter on marijuana than others. Specifically here in Marion County, where the Marc Lopez Law Firm is located, possession of marijuana is decriminalized. And what we've been seeing is that the county prosecutors here in Marion County are not charging simple possession of marijuana. Now, they will start to charge it once the amount that is in possession is typically over an ounce. Many people that we've talked to say, well, how am I being charged with possession of marijuana when I bought it legally from a store in a state where it was legal to possess marijuana? And that might be true. Say you drive to Michigan, you buy some marijuana from a store, it's completely legal. But the second you travel back into Indiana, that marijuana that you bought legally becomes illegal. And even though you bought it at a store, it can still be possession of marijuana. And depending on the weight, you can potentially be facing felony charges or even dealing charges if you're bringing enough back to Indiana, even if it's for personal use. Another way where marijuana laws in Indiana can affect you is by operating a vehicle while intoxicated charges, or more commonly known as a DUI. In Indiana, if an officer believes that you were intoxicated, but you were completely sober, meaning that you haven't consumed any alcohol, and even if you haven't smoked marijuana that day, you smoked it a couple days prior in a legal state, if an officer believes you're intoxicated and takes your blood, and if it comes back positive for THC, even if it's inactive, meaning you're not currently high at the time, the state can still charge you with operating a vehicle while intoxicated. Even if you're within 30 minutes of a border, say Illinois or Michigan, as soon as you cross back into Indiana, that marijuana becomes illegal and you can be criminally charged with either possession of marijuana or, if the officer believes you're intoxicated, potentially OVWI with marijuana in your system as well. If you or anyone you know are facing criminal charges in Indiana, please give us at the Marc Lopez Law Firm a call, 317-632-3642, and always remember, plead the fifth.